This is Robin from Western Mass. It is February 13th, 2022, the day before Valentine's Day, and it is the Morgellons Call of the Week. I'm thrilled to be here with everybody, and I'm thrilled to be the co-host of Richard Kuhn's. He told me today that the 11th, I believe it's the 11th edition of the book is done and published. I can't wait to get my copy. Each edition of his book, How to Get Your Life Back, has more research and more solutions and just gets better and better. So Richard has worked really hard. He never stops learning. He never stops seeking answers. He never stops helping people. I'm so grateful that he does this call. Saved my life, and I'm sure, and many others. So at this point in time, I'd like to welcome Richard Kuhn's, author of How to Get Your Life Back from Morgellons and Other Skin Parasites.
Thank you, Robin. Welcome, everybody. Should we call this a Super Bowl call, or
right? Today is Super Bowl Sunday.
Or the Valentine's Day call? Which is it?
Well,
Valentine's Day call.
Let's flip it. Whichever we want. Okay.
I have a new song I wrote for Valentine's Day too.
Happy Valentine's Day, you lovely ladies out there in our land. Okay, welcome to the Morgellons event of the week. As Robin just mentioned, the 11th revision of the book has just been published on Amazon. It's available right now in softcover. Will be available shortly as the Kindle version, and we'll have it up as a free ebook in a day or two that you can request and get. The softcover won't be available for sale from us for about 2 weeks until we get them from Amazon, but in the meantime you can purchase them on Amazon and get them in a few days if you'd like to get it. So today's topic is about eyes and nose and things like that, but what I want to do is get right into some of the questions and answers, because I chose that topic because it's one of the questions someone sent me, and we'll answer that question a little later on. Because we're going to be talking about technical things, it's important that I mention the FDA requires me to inform everyone that before you start the King diet or accept any of my recommendations or Robin's or any of the coaches, that you thoroughly discuss them with your medical doctor to make sure they do not interfere with any health problems you're presently experiencing. The AMA requires us to inform you that because we're not trained as physicians, we cannot diagnose, treat, cure, or mitigate any disease. What we can do is educate. And our goal is to educate you how to use the diet, how to get that diet to kick in. I don't know how it works, but all I know is when you make the diet kick in, it's like night and day. It's like you put these things into a trance. Suddenly you get a full night's sleep. And I know that's something that many of you have not had in a long time. And I know that many of you in the program who have made the diet kick in are so grateful to get those full night sleeps now that the diet is working for you. So we can educate you how to work with the diet, how to clean your skin, to get the organisms out of your skin that have been accumulating there for months or years or decades. We have one lady who has shared that she's been dealing with this for 20 years and is finally, after all that time, getting her life back with our program. And then we can teach you or educate you how to clean them out of the environment. Because, you know, wherever these things came from, they're in your house now. If they came in your house from you, they're all over your house, and they need to be eradicated. Otherwise, whenever you're in that area, you're going to be reinfected. So if they started in your house, like backed up sewers and leaking plumbing and stuff like that, well, then you got a sick house, and it's important to either deal with that house and get it healthy or move out. But so that's one of our goals, is to teach you how to disinfect your environment, inside and outside. And the other thing we can educate you is in how to utilize targeted supplements to build health and immune functioning. So with that said, now we'll start with questions and answers. I'm very grateful to be here with Robin, my co-host, and we're here to answer your questions. We don't have all the answers, but I think we've got probably more answers than anyone else on the planet, but we still don't have all the answers. And if we had all the answers, the 11th revision of the book would be the absolute last. But we're still learning, and we'll be getting, another year or two, there'll be another revision. Chris, do we have anybody who has a question? We took a lot of phone numbers.
Okay, hello everyone.
Hi, welcome.
Hi. I was listening to some of the callers calling in, and I'm just so grateful that all of us have this place to come, because I found Richard by buying his book on Amazon, and that's how I got on his mailing list. And if it hadn't been for Richard, I don't know where I would be today. I might be insane. And there's something about Robin and Richard and Chris. When I get a box of Chris, when I open it from the store, things that I purchased, the debriding soap and all the things that have helped me, there's nothing that has not worked for me from the store. I just feel it's so carefully packed. I just feel like there's someone that really cares about me, the way it's packed, how clean, how nice. There's never a bug in their box. The only place that I buy something that's shipped to me with no bugs in the box. And Robin, you have been such an inspiration to me. And you, I don't like the sad songs, I gotta say, but your happy songs really feed my spirituality it just lifts me. But I had a tremendous breakthrough just before this call, because I missed on the last call when Robin, for the last call or the call before, when Robin was talking about taking the Lufenuron. It was Richard's contact for Lufenuron, and I can't predict.
Nitenpyram and nitenpyram. Nitenpyram.
So I ordered it immediately because you said it cured you. Healed you.
I did not say that.
Oh, someone said that.
It helped a lot, right?
I said it helped a lot.
Someone said it cured. I heard.
Yeah, someone had written into Richard and said the combination
yes.
cured them, but it was not.
Right. It helped a lot. Well, so I am on. Let's see. I've taken the pills now. This is my second pill that I took today. I felt like reading about the. I'm sorry. I thought someone was talking to me. Reading about the Lufenuron, like it's right away, and so it'd been 24 hours, and I didn't really feel anything. But I took another one today, and I thought, well, I'll take another one 3 days, because it says to take that one. You can take it every day, but it's best to take it every 3 to 5 days. And the other pill you take every day for something like 30-something days. And so, and of course, the debriding soap has been my saving grace, because no matter how bad I feel, when I get in that shower and I get my debriding soap and I got my products and the antiseptic and all and my mouthwash and all those things going on, that has kept me to where I'm able to. I'm not suffering. I sleep, and it just changed my life completely. I've been doing this for a year, and found Richard 2 years actually, and I found Richard really kind of at a perfect time, an early time in this for me. And I was thinking that I wish I had seen something about with these pills. So I looked down and I thought, Richard said last time that a banana pill, if you rub a banana pill, that it can bring these out. Is that right, Richard? The banana pill.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I've seen. You can rub a papaya skin or a banana skin over the area and help extract them. I mean, it's going to take a lot of banana peels and papaya to cover your whole body, but that's something that can help.
But I've taken 2 of these pills now, and the Lufenuron says it should help. It should kill the mites in 24 hours. So I decided to rub a banana peel on my legs and my arms. I am not believing what came out of my body. It was the banana peel itself kind of works as a scrubber, but it does work. It does pull things out of my skin. I got a face cloth and sprayed it with alcohol. I had 2 face cloths filled with mites and different kinds of bugs, and it just rolled out of my skin. And so I got the debriding soap and started scrubbing more and more things out of my skin at that point. But it kind of took the enzymes or whatever in the banana peel to kind of start peeling them up. And I had discolorations in my skin. It looked like just a bunch of freckles and just a dark area in my skin. That came off. Even some of the old scars came off. The only scars that weren't coming off were the ones that I created by scratching. So please don't anybody scratch any of this. So I'm sitting here in amazement because this just happened, 45 minutes ago, and I've just been cleansing my skin. I was using without the debriding soap, and it really wasn't coming off. But when I got the debriding soap in my brush that I use, it was my skin tone I see my real skin again, and I'm so blown away right now, and I've learned so much. And I was listening to people that have really been at this a long time, a lot longer than me, and I can tell you, it takes the diet. And it takes the cleansing and cleaning your home. This book works. And the electrostatic sprayer to spray your bathroom and spray the areas where they're continually jumping on you. If you really want your life back, you have to follow everything he says in the book. And I can promise you, no matter, like he just said, someone 20 years, you are getting ready to get your life back. If it was a continuation of this, and it's just this simple, and I can't believe that doctors couldn't figure this out. But Richard was an engineer. I believe God chose him to go through this path so that he could tell all of the people that have been to the doctors and received no help. In fact, were kicked out. I've been kicked out of doctors' offices, and it took someone that's been through this pain but had the knowledge of knowing how to put all this together for us. So from the bottom of my heart, Richard, I want to thank you and thank Robin and Chris. The 3 of them are quite a duo here. Trio, excuse me. I can't even think right now because I've just rubbed like a year's worth of bugs out of my skin. So I'm blown away right now.
Jen, thank you so much. What you just shared is exactly why Robin and I, right, Robin? This is why we're here every day.
Exactly.
I mean, we're so fortunate that we were able to whip them. We absolutely know the challenge before every one of you. We've been through. I know. We've had the pain, and to come out of it on the other end is only what you can call a blessing. Yeah. And we're here.
And I want to sell your product. I want to sell your product to doctors that can help other people like you have.
We want 1,000 salespeople, and we'd love to have you start as number 1. Okay.
I'm number 1.
The products really do work, and there's so many applications. But I don't want anybody on this call to think we're here to sell you anything. You understand? Yeah. I got my life back without any of my products. But my products would have made it a lot easier had I had them 25 years ago when I had to fight. So, but please, you don't have to buy anything from me. This call is free. Our support is free. Our literature, our information is free. Coaching is free. Robin, Ethel, Megan, Anna, Nick, and did I miss someone? All of our coaches are free. So we're here to support you from the bottom of our heart, and it is wonderful to hear feedback from people like you, Jen. And there are many of you who have gotten their lives back. It's amazing. Anything you see on television now about Morgellons, a documentary, you're going to see them interviewing the researchers, Dr. Middleveen, Dr. Strickler, and going over what they don't know what it is, but they have no idea what to do about it. No idea.
Well,
treat it like Lyme disease.
To prescribe antibiotics, whenever, like Garcillin is a natural antibiotic that I take from the shop. I mean, a doctor that prescribes antibiotics, for one thing, it tears down your immune system, and you can turn around and you can get them again. But I'm going to take this Garcillin forever because it is a natural. It's a natural product that you can put in your body, and I just want natural things in my body. So
yes, and you are so right about that, Jen. And we did 3 videos about maybe 4 months ago about the antibiotic treatment. So the only way they know to deal with Morgellons is to treat it like Lyme disease, and they throw these antibiotics at you. I went through it. I went through 6 months of it. Many people, when they go on these antibiotics, they rip up the gut because they destroy the good gut flora. They have to give you antifungals so that the candida doesn't run rampant and screw things up. And many people on years of this stuff end up unable to even eat regular food. It completely destroys their gut. And Garcillin, what you talked about, is a natural antibiotic. It doesn't have that impact, and it is powerful. Powerful. It really
very powerful.
So I don't know why more people don't pick up the book who do these documentaries. Everybody goes into doing a documentary, and they think the first thing they want to do is interview these researchers, which is fine, but very few people know about this program, which is unfortunate. And those who do know about it and make the diet work get the results that Jen and I and Rob, dozens and dozens of others have.
I'm going to go to every doctor I went to, and I want to get an appointment, and I want to tell them what it took. And if one doctor listens and helps, then there was one doctor that did study bugs. He had a bug collector, but he was horrible. I mean, he was very insulting to me. But I mean, I'm going to go to him first, and really and truly, there's so many people, like you said, that can't get to you. But I also have a very good friendship with a woman that does she's like the Oprah Winfrey of Houston, and I'm going to get you on her show, Richard, because she reaches so many people. And when I had my business, I did fashion shows on her show, and I had multiple $1 million increases through her. And so that would be to me.
That would be wonderful. I'd be glad to go on any show. I really would.
Oh, you'd be awesome. You'd be awesome, and she'll love you. You're so, with all the information you have. I'm going to work on that. But I don't. I'm sorry to take up so much time, everybody. I really am. But I guess I knew Richard was the real thing when he does the meditation, because this is more than a topical something or a pill to take. It's really a spiritual journey that we go through to stay positive, to keep our immune system up, to survive this battle, to get our life back. you mentally have to be so positive about this. And when we lower when we get fearful, our immune system goes down. And we've got to do everything we can to build the system to fight for us, because your body is fighting for you. And so I thank you. I love all of you so much, and I thank you for that meditation part, and including that, because, you know, you're not just someone doing this part halfway. You go the whole mile to what it takes to really be a whole person on the other side of this Morgellons, and that we can be, no matter what we're going through, we can still stay positive. We still can, you know, we can do a meditation, we can listen to Robin, and we find that little piece of joy in the moment. So thank you. And thank you for packing my packages so beautifully.
You're welcome, Jen. Keep coming back, and thank you for sharing for everybody else out there in Morgellons land. Too bad everybody on the planet who has Morgellons could not have listened to you share. So thank you.
Everyone out there, stay fired up and listen to this. You will get your life back.
Okay, thank you. Who's next, Chris?
Okay. Well, Richard, I read your book. I've had it a few years ago, and it got misplaced. I think approximately 7 years ago. However, I call them bird mites. It's never been proven, but they got into our house. If it is mites, and they seem to get in. Seems like more after Christmas, right around January and February, they seem to really increase after we take Christmas decorations from inside and outside on our windows. And we, like I say, we've never proven it, but these things sting me. They'll sting you on the hands, down in the crevice, as joints, legs, upper legs, thighs, around the waist. Very little in the upper body. But when they bite, they feel about like a fire ant, and they itch really bad. But to get in my eyes, I can open my closet sometimes, and they'll just drop into your eye, just fill your eyes up. My wife is not bothered by them, and some of our family members, they don't seem to complain. I've heard a couple of people that we associate with, they've noticed it, but we wondered how to get rid of it, and we've just been on and off, haven't done anything. I've tried carrying a lot of furniture outside in freezing weather, but we got rid of it one time for a brief period, and they come back, and they've been here every year. So we happen to have a very nice place to stay right here at our house. So it's got a concrete floor, and they don't seem to be involved in that much. But in our offices, at our factory, they're there, and we put tile in there. That seems to do away with them. Cars, trucks, I put some DE in those. That's to get rid of them in those vehicles. And I think my wife is using borax sometime and some clean green, I believe is what you suggested. But there is birds. We got a little flower right close to the door. Little birds roost there, and there's one little bird there right now. And of course, I've read about the King's Diet, but like I said, I lost the book. I'm gonna read on here a little bit. We have some other homes. They seem to go from homes, even in our church. They got into the floor there, and I think they've used DE in different places in our plant and gotten rid of them. But
okay. So your question is?
My question is, I have bumps on my legs now through the years where they have bitten me. How do I prove that they're bird mites? I've told you how they affect me. How do we get rid of them?
Why do you need to prove what species they are?
I tried by doing different things that would recommend. I've read a lot of them on my iPhone, and I don't know what they are other than that they're bird mites. Everything that indicates that they are.
Based on your, what do they look like?
You can't see them.
Okay, well, that's not a bird mite.
Microscopic. No, some are.
Bird mites are little black things. They do not fly. They walk. They crawl. They do not bite. They do not exhibit what your description of them. That doesn't fit a bird mite. But the point is, it doesn't matter what the heck kind of mite it is. Number one, if you had listened to Jen earlier, she was talking about nitenpyram, which is a medication to help remove them from your skin that did an update on a few days ago or maybe a week or so ago. So that's something that you can use. The diatomaceous earth works with all kinds of mites and organisms. That's good to keep doing. She also mentioned the electrostatic sprayer, which is a lot more efficient and faster and less dusty than dusting everything with diatomaceous earth. The King diet is going to be very important for you until you get that working. I don't even know if the nitenpyram will do much, so you want to do both of those things. There's for outside your home. Robin speaks about it oftentimes. That's Garden Safe Fungicide 3. You can get one of those things that you can attach to your hose and spray directly from the bottle into the trees or whatever areas there are. So that's pretty much rounds it out. Treat the outside, use the electrostatic sprayer inside, keep dusting. You know, the electrostatic sprayer has advantage over fogging and regular spraying because it puts an electronic charge on every particle. So it's going to, when you hit something, it's not only going to hit the front of it, the fog will go behind it and get attracted to the back of it, the mist will. So it covers it completely, 180 degrees.
Okay.
So that's what you want to do. And if you send me an email, I'll be glad to send you a copy of the book, e-form, and a copy of the diet.
Okay. At some time, can I call to you just personally and talk to you a few minutes?
Well, our coaches are all free. I charge $125 for a half hour.
Okay.
But I prefer you to, work with the coaches. They're free.
Okay. The one question
could you tell me what the name of that spray was?
Now, Robin has a lot of experience with mites and organisms like you are dealing with, more so than I do. So, spending $125 with me is not really advantageous when she has more experience than I do, and she'll be glad to work with you.
Well, listen, one thing is, these things have left a lot of bumps on my leg. And
well, that's where you're going to be using our creams and lotions if you want. I'm not here to sell them to you, but that's where you would apply them, and you would find some magic. And Jen just shared that she used the a banana peel, rubbing it against her skin to help get these things going, and then using our Nature's Gift debriding soap to really get the stuff out.
What was
So this call is going to be published on YouTube. You'll get a link to it by Friday. I would say go back and listen to a lot of what Jen said. She went through a lot of this already in her testimony.
All right.
Okay.
Well, these things really eat very bad.
Well, they do. They destroy your life, and that's why we're here. We know it. We experienced it firsthand. I don't think any doctor on this earth can. I did work with one doctor, a physician, who came to me about maybe 8 or 9 years ago. He found me on the internet. It turned out to be my mother's physician, and I knew him personally. And he lives about a mile away. And I worked with him, got him on the diet. He got his life back, and I asked him to be our doctor and help other people. He refused, because he doesn't do telephone consultation, and he will not let any Morgellons people come into his office because he knows how contagious it is, how infectious it is.
Oh, Richard, one other question. If I can feel them like in my eye when I come into the house, and I can feel them crawling in my hair, does that make sense to you?
You have what in the hair? In your hair?
Feel them crawling in my hair, and
the scalp. Every Friday you get an email from me that has the replay, the link to YouTube with this Call. If you scroll down, you'll see every YouTube video we produced, and you will find probably 5 or 6 YouTube videos that go through how to deal with the hair. Like today's topic is going to be eyes and nose. There are topics about hair and doing the scalp. So go back, look at those YouTube videos. It's a protocol.
All right. That's
Okay.
good. Thank you, Rick.
You're welcome. Keep coming back. We'll get your working with us. You'll have success.
Thank you.
Thank you. Who's next?
Nick, you could go, Nick.
Hi, Nick.
How you doing, Rich? I'm
good. How are you?
I gotta say, I'm doing fantastic. I got my life back. If it wasn't for you, Richard, and Robin and Chris, I don't know what I would have done. I followed the protocols. It really works. Everything works on here. The supplements, the bathing, I don't know what to say. I mean, I went to doctors. A dermatologist told me one time, "You're not the only one that has this," and that was it. That's all the answers I got from doctors. I mean, I ran around looking for an answer. You're the only person that saved my life. I got to say, I feel great. I'm going to travel now. I feel great. I don't know what to say. You know, I did everything. It was a hard road. It wasn't an easy road for me to go through last year in March. I mean, I would have jumped off a building if I didn't have you guys.
Thank you for sharing. I think we've all been there. Robin was ready to burn her house down. I was ready to commit Harry myself. I mean, it's a disease that drives you crazy, and so we're so glad to be supportive of you and a significant part of your life now. Thank you for sharing.
And if anybody wants to talk to me, I'm a life coach. I'm more than happy to help.
Yes, Nick is one of our coaches. Thank you. Okay, who else's phone number do you have?
Alice.
Anna.
Alice.
Alice.
Yes. Yes.
Hi, Alice.
My question is dealing with my nose. My head has always stopped up, and so when you get to talking about the nose, I'd like to.
Well, we could do that right now. This call is about nose, eyes, so we can do nose, and then we can do eyes later. So nose.
Okay.
There are several things that you can do. What some people do for beginners is just take a cotton swab and wet it with diluted Nature's Gift. You can maybe put in some dilute essential oil with it. You don't want to make the essential oil strong where it's going to burn the membranes of your nose, and you can put the cotton swabs up your nose. That will help. There's also a device called Navage, Navage.
I have it. I haven't used it yet.
All right. Well, you've got the answer in your hands then. All you got to do is start using it. Then what you might do is in the solution that you circulate, you might add a drop of concentrated Nature's Gift, or maybe 2 drops, but not much more than that. And clean your nose and sinuses out with the Navage. So there's that answer.
Okay. I will do that. And then the essential oils, what kind do you recommend? Which one do you recommend? Like lavender or?
What?
What essential oil would you recommend?
I didn't get the question.
What essential oils would you
Oh,
recommend?
well, it's up to you. Whatever you like. Lavender, clove, peppermint, oregano. But you want to be very cautious. Actually, you want to mix the oil, 2 drops of Nature's Gift and maybe a drop of the oil together before you put it in the solution. So the oil will go into the solution and not clove. Okay?
Okay, and also, is there a list in the book, or where do I find a list of the products for sale?
Oh, that's in our online store. Our online store, do you get our emails?
Yes, I get the one weekly.
Okay, at the top of the email, it gives you a link to the store, but it's theorganicskincare.com. Now, frequency. How often, Robin, would you think they should do this with the Navage? once
Oh,
a
as
week?
often as possible.
Yeah. You could do it every half hour for the beginning. Do it for a few minutes every half hour, and then stretch to every hour. Even when you don't feel these things, it's good to do it anyway. Just to make sure you won't feel them later.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Who's next, Chris?
Brenda, you could go next.
Hi, Brenda.
Hi. Yes, 4900. That's me, Brenda. Thank you. Before I get going, I'd like to give a personal thank you to Chris because I placed an order, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago now. I have difficulty with my eye and vision, and I couldn't make it work on the computer. It was me. I was so frustrated, so I ended up calling Chris, and bless your heart, Chris, you were such a help, and you got that product to me like lickety-split. I was so impressed. I want to just publicly thank you. And I'll probably be calling on you again because I can't see. So if you don't mind that.
No problem.
But thank you. I'm not sure exactly when the whole Morgellons and skin parasites started with me. I have a fairly long history for the past 14 years. 14 years ago, I went in for a very simple medical procedure that turned into a nightmare. And I literally ended up over the next 10 years having surgeries, like kidney stents and all that, about every 2 months. Lots of antibiotics, and I just felt my life force going downhill. And with that came all kinds of body rashes and pains and neuropathy, neurological disorders. And I had been a really quite healthy person prior to that. But I was led to believe that all of those symptoms were from the kidney disruption. I ended up losing one kidney.
Wow.
And my liver was totally compromised where I almost went into a coma from too much ammonia. So I was very, very sick for a long time and literally was at death's door 3 times over the last 14 years. And about, about 5 years ago, I had a little reprieve. I was feeling a little bit better. And, I should back up. Prior to that, I saw my, everything kind of spiraling down. I knew I couldn't work anymore, and I hadn't been able to work in a lot of years. And so I lost everything. So I took what little savings I had and bought this old motorhome because I thought, if everything drops out, at least I have a roof over my head, So I've been in this motorhome for a number of years now, and it's probably a good thing because it's really easy to get around on my really bad days,
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, so 5 years ago, I came down from northern Arizona to southern Arizona for an adventure. I had no idea what kind of adventure I was getting myself into. And so at that point, I had a little dog, and I would walk her, and it seemed every time I would walk her, by the time we got back to the motorhome, I would be in such severe pain with my legs. I was toast for the rest of the day. And again, I just thought, that's the kidney and the liver, But this pain on the legs, and that last gentleman that was talking about, I started developing, I called it alligator skin, because it felt like bumpy skin, it looked like alligator skin, and if I even went outside for a minute or two, it would cause, within an hour, I would be, like I said, in extreme pain. So finally, one day I thought, no, there's got to be something more to this. Oh, and my vision started going during that time, too. So I haven't even been able to drive for 3 years. So you got to get the picture. Here I am in this motorhome, in this place, in an RV park, where I know nobody, and I really am by myself in life anyway. And so people come and go here, and it's been very interesting to try to put things together and just live life, even a basic life. I, have to get somebody to go get groceries and all kinds of stuff. So, so with that being said, when I finally figured out it had to be something else, I started researching. Actually, a friend sent me a video right when COVID started coming out. It was shortly after that, and she wanted me to watch it. And so I did, and I don't know why, but in the middle of that video, they mentioned Morgellons. And my mind just went, I should look into that, And I had heard of Morgellons before. I knew that, it was the skin stuff coming out of people's bodies, and that was about all I knew about it. And so I started looking it up, and I thought, oh my gosh, that's me. That's what all of this body stuff is that I went on. And I eventually, and just to be fully transparent, I linked up with another community. And I got started on a diet, and that helped considerably. Although over a period of time, I kept thinking, because I was very strict. I mean, I am committed to healing, very, very strict. So I went ahead and, sorry, I just lost my train of thought. That happens all the time. It just goes.
Brain fog.
And it's not as bad as it used to be, but it's still very frustrating when that happens, especially when you're speaking on a public call. But, yes, brain fog. So, anyway, as I've been listening to your calls now for about 2 months, but I haven't really spoken up until today because I consider myself to have a lot of integrity, and I wanted to really make sure I was doing the right thing. I was seeing some results that I felt like I could get better. And so when I started looking at things on your site and I sent in the questionnaire right away, and you were great at answering and getting back to me, and that's when I knew, okay, I had the columbella and the strongyloids and the, you name it. It was like, wow. Well, those things weren't addressed in the other community. And so then I started really looking at the diet that I had good results from, and so I had to just tweak that a little bit to get to the King diet, eliminate avocados, and they were doing a lot of coconut and almond products. So all of those were contributing, right, to the columbella. And so that started easing up a little bit. I'd say now I've been maybe on the King diet for maybe a month, 6 weeks, and doing very well on it. I'm on stage 2.
Wow.
And yeah, but I kind of, for security purposes, I kind of hang around on 1, I don't want to push it too much. And when I do a banana, it's like an inch piece at a time. Very, very strict in watching it. But I am feeling better. And so then I ordered the debriding soap, and I have nothing but great things to say about that. If anybody's on the fence about that, get it. Because let me tell you how good that soap is. Okay, so I'm in a motorhome. In a motorhome, you only have 6 gallons of water to bathe with. Okay? I don't have a bathtub. And this last month, the propane delivery service decided they weren't going to refill motorhome propane tanks anymore. So I'm like, whoa, what am I supposed to do? I can't drive. I can't get out of here. So I have to be very even limited in my showers to keep, a propane tank going and to make it through the winter. But so what I did is I made up I think 3 or 4 bottles of the debriding soap in a spray bottle. And they're just wherever I sit, and I'm constantly spraying, constantly. Just spray, and rub it in. At first I let it just dry, but then I think I heard you say, Richard, to go ahead and rub it in as good as you can because you
Absolutely.
really, yeah. And so I started doing that, and I got to tell you, I no longer have that bumpy skin. My legs are looking good.
Wow.
Like they used to look, and that's maybe with, if I could squeak it out, 1 or 2 showers a week. And I'm really fortunate after listening to other people. I don't have as much itching. I'm sleeping through the night. I mean, I really feel good about that. I don't have the issues with my clothes that I hear have so many people. So praise God for that. You know, I got about as much as I can handle. So right now, my biggest issue, though, is my eyesight. I literally don't see out of one eye, and the other eye is probably 40 to 50%, and it's blurred. And I heard on one of the calls when you mentioned one of the coaches that had eye visual problems that she put the Nature's Good in her eyes. So I started doing that, and then at night when I go to bed, I take those little makeup pads and I spritz them with the Nature's Gift, and I just lay there with them on my eyes like a compress. It's so soothing. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. And sometimes I wake up, there's so much goo that I have to pry my eyelids open, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that I can restore my eyesight because I'm stuck. I am literally stuck. Like I said, I've lost everything. I don't have funds left to buy a bunch of stuff. I'm doing the best I can. But I really am seeing some fabulous results with the products. And so I would like to pick your brain, like on the dilution for the what you put into your eyes. What would you say that dilution could be?
So this is our topic for the day, is eyes. Now, this is what a lady wrote in, cleaning the eyes. We are not treating your eyes, we are cleaning your eyes. So let's get that straight, because I don't want to be accused of giving any kind of medical advice here. Cleaning the eyes. Linda wrote, I got a really bad eye infection. A lump formed on my eyelid and was also very swollen and red. I saw the doctor and she said I had a big sty under the lid. She gave me Tetra caps and salve and told me to do a warm compress twice a day. I finished her protocol, but my condition was only slightly improved. So I ordered some of your debriding soap. I flushed my eyes with an eye cup with the dilution. I also did warm compresses twice a day. Your debriding soap is a miraculous product. I felt instant relief from the eye pain. It was soothing. The lump inside the lid reduced in size every day. Then I drew it out. I drew out these Morgellons from my eye. They are big in size, very visible, and they were in a lump. Please share my testimony if you wish. Okay. I spoke with her to get more details because, you know, when you go to Facebook and places like that, you might see something like that and you get all excited and, well, now what the hell do I do? Well, how much did she use? How often she do it? And all that kind of stuff. So it's important to get details. This is how I treated my eyes. Large bottle, sterile saline from Walgreens. Okay, very detailed. Eye cup from pharmacy med supply. Nature's Gift concentrate. Okay, so there are the ingredients. Mix 1 cup of distilled water with 1 cup of NG 100%. That's just 1 drop in a cup of distilled water. And 2 drops of the NG 50%. I don't know why she did that, to make NG diluted solution. Okay, set aside.
Wait a minute. My brain has to catch up with you for a second. So, if you don't mind.
Well,
I gotta get.
Yeah, this will be. And if you if you email me, I'll send you a link to this so you can actually read it. So if you email me, I'll send you a link. It's published on our blog.
Okay, that'd be great.
All right. So, okay. So she used 1 drop of 100% NG, or alternatively, if you don't have the 100%, you use 2 drops of the 50% NG to make the diluted solution. Set it aside. Rinse the eye cup with saline. Refill the cup with saline up to the fill line. Also add to the cup an equal amount of NG diluted solution, swirl to mix. So you put in the saline solution and the diluted solution with Nature's Gift, and you mix it. The following may take practice. Put the eye cup on your eye and try to form a suction over the eye so the solution doesn't leak out. Then tilt your head back and keep your eyes open and move them around. Okay, very detailed. When I have the cup up on the eye, I push up my lid, holding it up at the lash line, which gets out whatever is behind the lid.
Yeah, it does feel like you can feel the biofilm or whatever. You know, it's yeah.
Right. Okay. So I stay with that for about a minute. Then dump the saline mixture out. Rinse the eye cup out to prevent reinfection. Load it up and repeat the flush. So she did it once. She rinsed it out, cleaned it out, and then she did it again right away.
Mm-hmm.
Sanitize the eye cup before storing. I flush in the morning and before bed, as we are prone to infections of all kinds. I also sanitize my hands before I treat my eyes. That's good. Maybe even wear rubber gloves if you do have infections on the hands. I also do 1 quick eye soak a day. Add 1 drop NG to 1 cup of moderately warm water. Soak a washcloth in it and put it over my eyes for 5 minutes. So she applies a compress like on her eyes.
Yeah, which is what I've been doing. So the only difference I could see, I'm not using the eye cup, but I have an eye dropper.
Well, the eye drops. Yeah, you can use medications with the eye drops. So you want to use you want to wash the eyes with the eye cup. You can also make eye drops and use that as well. Now,
yeah, she's using a lot less. I've been using because that's what it said on the bottle. You know, just 10 drops of the NG, 50% to an ounce of water.
Well, you don't need that much. I'm not sure where you got that direction, but where you got that mixture, I don't know where that was published. Now, going on, there are some other options. Bausch & Lomb has a sulfectamide, 10% eye drops, 2 to 4 drops 4 times daily. That's in the book, chapter 6. Third item was what we just did. You can use the NG with a dropper or eyeglass with saline solution. Another option here is 2 or 3% metronidazole gel from Demodex Solutions. There's Ovante, distributed by N as in Nancy, AAM as in More, A Incorporated. This is in the book. That is another option. Colloidal silver drops in the eyes. You can also wash your eyes with colloidal silver. You've done that, Robin, haven't you? Wash your eyes with colloidal silver?
Yeah, it's very effective.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do the NG first and then follow it with colloidal silver.
Yes, we have 10 parts per million in the store, which is the same as the most popular, what is that brand available? So there's also dexadiazine.
Silver.
Yeah, sovereign silver, thank you. There's also dexadine nascent iodide. Start with 1 drop per 2 ounces of triple distilled water and work up to 4 drops per ounce. I don't know where you get triple distilled water, but probably some pharmacies you can get it. Unrefined coconut oil stuns them, but may help you sleep better.
I don't have trouble sleeping.
Calendula tea. Boil a handful of calendula flowers in 8-ounce distilled water and strain.
Mhm.
I mean, you do really want to strain with, real fine cloth.
Yeah, you'd have to.
Yeah. And then there's cysteine gel drops that were also reported to be helpful. And there's rue fennel. I have to look into more of that and get directions. It's actually a tea. We could actually carry that in the store as well. I have to get directions on that. Some people have reported using that as well. So that pretty much handles the eyes. Thank you for your question.
Yeah, I do have some more questions, if you don't mind.
All right, fire away.
And I will email you because I got about half of that down. So one of the things I've been doing, because obviously reading is very difficult at this stage of the game, but I've really focused on the diet and the things that activate the parasites. So, I just want to get that well instilled in my memory. But I don't recall seeing anything about turmeric. Is that an okay thing to use?
Well, turmeric is good. It's very healthy, very beneficial to consume. It was in, we initially put it in one of our herbal formulations, and I think we took it out because one of our goals is to reduce dopamine uptake in the brain, and that's what the different medications do that we have listed in Chapter 6, and we have an herbal stop formula that all the herbal ingredients help reduce dopamine uptake in the brain. And we had turmeric as one of the ingredients, I believe, in the skin regeneration formula. I believe we took it out because it has the counter effect of reducing dopamine. It helps increase dopamine. So I think we took that out. So that one is kind of up in the air. We don't know exactly, but we wanted to be on the side of caution rather than put an ingredient in that actually had the opposite effect on another.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. And I've had a question because some of these things we don't want to take internally, but yet we apply them to our skin. And I've always thought of the skin as the largest organ in the body, and so it's going to be absorbed. So why would we not be able to take things internally, and yet it's okay to apply it to our skin?
Well, it's systemic. These organisms are more systemic, and so that's why you don't want to take it internally. Why you can apply it to your skin and get away with it, I don't know exactly. I don't have all the answers.
Okay.
Well, Richard?
Yes.
I mean, the organisms, whatever we're fighting, are very sensitive to cortisol and sugar and certain oils. And when you put them on your skin, you're not digesting them. The organisms are inside you. On your skin, they can, I think, suffocate them or kill them or drive them out other ways. But when you ingest them, you're feeding them.
Right. Yeah, the digestive system. Yeah, the digestive system. That's a good point, Robin. Our digestive system converts them into something they use, whereas when you apply it to the skin, it's not converted to anything that they use.
Right. Okay, that makes. And because I have such liver issues, what about, and one of the supplements I've taken for years is milk thistle. Is that a good, and I came off all my supplements for like a month,
Well, milk thistle used to be part of our protocol, and I took it out because, I mean, if I included everything that was good, the protocol would be 30 things long. So I didn't want to make it extraordinarily. So I went the route of boosting glutathione, which is a major anti-inflammatory. Milk thistle is also an anti-inflammatory. There are many things that one can use that are anti-inflammatories and can be also used with the King diet. But it's great to use it. I have nothing but good things to say about milk thistle.
Yeah, so go ahead and use that along with the glutathione to cleanse the liver out better.
It just that whatever milk thistle you purchase, read the other ingredients and make sure that they're compatible with the diet.
Okay, that sounds good. And what about Sillium Hus Powder? Do you have
I'm not sure about that one. I would think it's okay, but I don't know. I've never tested. Do you have any idea, Robin?
I don't know. I would think it would be okay unless it has some kind of sugar in it.
You have to test it and see and let us know. That's how we find it. Okay.
Yeah, because you know how I've used that in the past. I've used it in place of gluten. So like making some of the pizza dough or something like that, it might give it the more of that elasticity that it needs, you know. But I wanted to be sure before I tried that. And speaking of recipes, I got to tell you, there's some good ones in there. I now have a new, I guess my new addiction are those spelt pancakes. Oh my gosh.
Fantastic.
Those are so good. But I have to watch the number of carbs that I do. But
most people say the opposite. They don't get enough carbs.
Well, but see, I didn't do any carbs for many years, so adding them now, it's a real interesting process.
Good.
Then I have some. How about different kinds of seeds, like a chia seed, no flax oil, but are flax seeds.
Yeah, I would stay away from chia seeds, and I would stay away from flax seeds unless you found otherwise. Have you been able to consume chia seeds?
I tried them once early on, and I wasn't sure if it was the tea or something else. I did have a reaction, so I haven't done it again. So I need to give it.
I would be very suspicious of them. Okay, do you have another question? And we should move on to some other people and give them an opportunity.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Thank you so much. Oh, I did one more thing. I wanted to give a shout out to Anna for her recipe for plov. I made that for my Christmas dinner. And that was so delicious. It's now going to be my new Christmas fiesta dinner.
Okay.
Because it was colorful. Anyway, have a good day, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You know, the King diet is very restrictive, but when you go to chapter 5 and you read all the great recipes that people have developed over the years, Robin has a corner in there with her recipes. She contributes many. Our other coach contributes recipes. So it doesn't have to be a tasteless diet. And you can bulk up, you know. You don't have to lose weight. You can make adjustments so that you can gain weight. On the other hand, if you want to get rid of extra pounds, like many people have done, they can. You can get rid of all those extra pounds real fast. Okay, who's next, Chris?
Richard, you can go next, Richard.
Hello, Richard.
Hello. I got a question for you. I seem to have the problem with them in my hair and on my eyebrows. And I've been using this Dr. Bronner's tea tree soap, you know, the liquid. And when you put it on your hair and on your eyebrows, they just go nuts because it's killing them. Is there any other thing that I can use to get rid of get rid of them off my hair and off my eyebrows?
Well, in your hair?
Yeah, there is. I seem like I wash my hair about 5-6 times a day.
Okay. You know, another person asked about the hair earlier, and I referred her to our videos that we've done in the past, and you may have been on some of them. I don't know, but okay, all right. I'm going to give in and go through the protocol that you can use because it is important how to deal with the scalp. And I'm going to go through the basics, and Robin can add some as she likes as we go along. Number one, with the hair and the scalp, it's important to see that you want to create the same conditions you would have in a bath, where you keep the solution in touch and moist with your scalp and your hair for as long as you possibly can. So this technique was originally developed by one of our first she was our first coach, Sandra, from near Pittsburgh, and she had Morgellons since 2000. Well, in fact, coincidentally, she lived in the same cul-de-sac as Mary Lato. And Mary Lato, if you know a little bit about the history, is the person who really coined the name Morgellons. She was, I don't know if she was a microbiologist or her husband, but anyway, and they started the foundation, which is Charles Holman Foundation. They were instrumental in getting that foundation started. So, but anyway, Sandra, without being in contact with them, but instead coming through us, found and got her life back. So with her hair, what she did was we have Nature's Gift shampoo. You can get either foaming shampoo or non-foaming shampoo. You put a little bit of that in the palm of your hand. Then you add in Super MSM gel. That's organic sulfur. It's got diatomaceous earth and Nature's Gift in it. So you mix that up. She added in peppermint oil. You could add in clove oil. If you're dealing with mites, mites hate clove. So you could put in any of the essential oils, clove oil, a few drops, and mix it up. And then she added in some of Claudia's Dream Cream, which is a combination of different essential oils that was really effective. And so she would apply that. Now, number one, for you ladies out there, you want your hair to be relatively short. You don't want long hair, because the longer your hair is, the bigger the amount of solution you're going to need to deal with this. The shorter, the better. So massage it into your scalp. Massage it in real good. Massage it in, deep, deep. And then put on a swimmer's cap. That's going to keep it from drying out. And sleep in it overnight. If you're doing it in the daytime, you're going to do this another 2 times during the day. You're going to, in the daytime, if you're going to go out, our other coach, Ethel, who is another greeting coach, she purchased caps from eBay or Amazon. They're cancer caps. People on the cancer treatments, they lose their hair, so they purchase these caps. So you can put this over the cap, the swimmer's cap, if you want to go out and look presentable. So you do this 3 times a day. You comb your hair out with a real thin, fine comb. You get all that debris out. You disinfect, throw it away, disinfect it, and keep repeating that. You do this for a week, 2 weeks, until you get to the point where when you do the fine comb, you get nothing. And then you still do it at least once a day for a few more days. So when you get to where you have nothing, don't assume that that's all you have to do. You just got to the point where you want to be more aggressive and keep doing it to make sure there's nothing going to hatch and come back and destroy your peace of mind. You can take this solution and you can put it over your eyebrows as well. There's no way that you're going to be able to put a cap over it to keep the moisture there. So you're going to want to do it more frequently, maybe every 20 or 30 minutes during the day, applying it on your eyebrows. And then as time goes on, it'll be every few hours or every day or so. Anything to add to that, Robin?
No, I think you actually covered everything.
A to Z. Oh, I missed one thing. With the hair, you definitely want to make sure your pillows are disinfected.
Well,
you want to make sure
zippered pillow covers.
Yeah, zippered pillow covers and disinfected. And you want to make sure the headrest in your car is disinfected regularly and treated. You don't want to do all that work and then sit in the car and have them recontaminate your scalp.
Okay, I think I got it all down. My shorthand is not real good, but I think I got basically all the basics down on it, written down here.
Well, it's published. It's in the blog updates, and you can watch this video to get all the details and take your time and write it all down if you missed anything.
Okay. Well, thank you much. This will really help, I think.
Yeah. Thank you for coming back. Keep coming back.
Thank you.
You and getting your life back. Okay. Who's next, Chris?
Christina, you want to go again?
Christina.
Yes. Yes, I will. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. I had read, I think, in the beginning part of the King diet, no milk. And I wondered if that meant all dairy.
All dairy, except for butter, real butter. Now, there is a possibility that you can get lactose-free milk and have it work for you. The only place I found it without any additional ingredients is Costco. All the grocery stores, and I mean, we just have Stop and Shop and ShopRite here in Food Town, but I mean, there are many other kinds of, there's many other grocery stores. You just have to check the ingredients to make sure there's nothing in there but lactose-free milk.
Okay. And I did find lactose-free kefir. What's your thoughts on kefir?
What do you think? I think so, right?
I'd wait for stage 2, but yeah, I've made smoothies with kefir and haven't had a
stage 2, okay.
Yeah, you have to test it.
Plain. Nothing in it. Plain.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, plain.
Keep a diary and test it and see how you feel 20 minutes or 30 minutes after you consume it.
Okay.
All right, see if it passes the test. Of course, now, if you've been made the diet work and you've been free for a week or so of symptoms and you have something, well, you might not react to it for days, so it's a little more challenging. That's why keeping a diary can be very instrumental and very important in making the diet work for you long term.
I feel like my reactions are very delayed, and it does make it quite confusing.
Yeah, it's more complicated that way, but
yeah,
you want to watch for that. Okay, thank you. Anything else we can help you with?
Yeah, a couple things. The other thing that I was trying that I actually think is helping is like after the long baths, I feel like because you strip off so much of the good bacteria from the skin as well as the bad or whatever, I have been applying kefir topically to try to promote the good bacteria growth before the fungus starts to grow back. And I actually think that's kind of been helping.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And then I did talk to, I've got an integrative medicine doctor, and he even said, because he put MMS in my ears, and I said, so what would I do to replace the good bacteria? And then we just discussed, kefir.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that's a question a lot of people, the Morgellons and the skin parasites, they really do a big job on destroying your layers and layers of skin. And as one lady said earlier, it's very unsightly alligator-like skin, and it can destroy layers. And so it is important to feed the skin. So a lot of our Nature's Gift products, they have shea butter in them, they have jojoba oil, they have all these good ingredients that the skin loves to regenerate and feed. We did a segment some time ago on the value of MSM. M as in Mary,
Okay.
S as in Sam, M as in Mary. That's organic sulfur. Morgellons depletes the organic sulfur from your skin. That's why it's part of the scalp protocol and feeding it. and that is very important. It's important to do it both topically and internally. So we have the MSM capsules in the store as well. The other things we recommend for feeding the skin, we have a skin regeneration herbal supplement in the store. We also have collagen. Now, this is 5 different types of collagen, not just 1 or 2, the 5 different types of collagen to build the skin from the inside out. So when you get to a point, if this is all affordable, it's good to do it. I mean, I'm 75, and I kind of want to keep my skin from looking very wrinkly and old, and I do it all.
Yep. Okay. Okay. And then
yeah, I don't want to look
real
like
quick, and
okay.
I know, and I'm in my young 50s, and I'm sort of hobbling around like older than a 90-year-old. Really, at this point, I've gotten increasingly worse over the past couple of months, and I think I'm glad I listened first, because I think part of it might have been the flax and the chia. I'm doing something wrong, and I think it maybe was that, because I'm exceptionally worse in the past 3 months.
I wouldn't touch either one of them until I was in stage 3. That's my personal opinion.
Stage 3, okay. And then no coconut oil either. I am reading the book, and I hate to ask you redundant questions. I apologize. I just need some immediate help other than just fasting. And I have done that. I wish I felt strong enough to do it right now.
Coconut oil is good and bad. It's great on the exterior of your skin. And now there are 2 major skin parasites that most people don't acknowledge work and live together. There's Morgellons and there's springtails. Now, there are a few of us who have either one or the other, but not both. But 90% of us seem to be dealing with both Morgellons and springtails, columbella. Now, if you only have Morgellons, you can consume coconut oil, no problem. But springtails love it. It will drive you crazy with itching and biting because you're feeding them. So 90% of the time, I say no coconut oil. So if you know that you do not have springtails and there's no diagnostic test for them, if you have them, typically if you feel itching and biting around your ankles and lower legs, like fleas would attack you, but you see nothing. If you have crusty eyes, crusty eyelids, that's an indication. If you have lesions, non-healing, big lesions on the back of your neck and your shoulders, that could be an indication. But, so if you only are dealing with Morgellons, yeah, coconut oil is fine to consume, but not with springtails.
All right. Well, I emailed you for the analysis, and maybe you can help me with that further. I did not think that I had springtails from other information that I've listened to of yours. I did have open sore on the back of my neck at one point, and those have all cleared up. And all my scalp lesions have cleared up, and I have nothing on my shoulders, but my extremities, lower arms and ankles, honestly, in the past 6 months, it went across the top of my foot, and I could feel it coming on, almost building internally. And the pain's so excruciating. It's all kind of new and more advanced and worse. I feel like it's networking internally. And then I have something, I don't know if other people have this, but the lesions will peel, and then I've had an exorbitant amount of, the doctors try to say they're blood clots. They look more like worms to me, and it'll bleed like an astronomical, shocking, horrifying, Friday the 13th kind of crazy scene will come out of my arm.
I'm not sure. I'm not following you. You lost me. You're working.
Something bleeding out that looks like swamp water. It looks like slugs and worms and
coming out of your skin. Coming out of your skin.
Yes. Coming out of the lesions. Yep. And there's deep holes. There's like deep holes in there, and
this is still
it's almost like there's a nest.
This is still true. You have the diet is kicked in, and these lesions are still creating. You're still getting new lesions.
No, I'm just starting the diet. Well, I'm going to say I have followed a loose idea of the diet. I didn't have access to the full thing, but I had cut out processed foods and cut out sugars, and now I'm honing it in.
Let me say there's no substitute for the exact diet. One little thing, a little Tic Tac or flaxseed or anything, and you're not on the diet. So really,
gotcha.
I can't make any comment about what's happening with your lesions until you're fully on the diet. When you are fully and have the diet kick in, then you will notice that the lesions start dissipating or diminishing in the intensity and the amount of them being created. Secondly, with the existing lesions that you now have, I would apply something like the Super MSM gel to it. You could apply peroxide to them, perhaps. You could apply colloidal silver to them. You can apply nanoglutathione that we have in the store. You could apply a drop of that to them. You could take the Garcillin and take it out of the capsule and make a little mixture, maybe with some colloidal silver, and apply that to the lesions.
Okay.
That would any one of those things. And we also have a deep wound cleanse in the store, which is a more concentrated form of the Nature's Gift, along with the best cream in the world, which is our exfoliant cream. And so you put in the wound cleanse, and then you then apply the exfoliant cream on top of that. So there's all those different things that you can do now, but it's important to get that diet to kick in to make progress.
Okay. And I think I was really hurting myself maybe with those oils. Okay. And then let me just ask you real quick. So I usually use coconut oil to ingest essential oils. What can I use in place of that to get essential oils down? Because I have found that those do help me tremendously.
Are you talking about consuming?
Yes.
The only oils we recommend is rice bran oil to consume. Real butter or any animal fat. Nothing else.
Okay. Rice bran oil, real butter. All right. And then, so actually I could use ghee?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, nuts. Am I sabotaging myself by eating too many nuts?
The only nuts that you can have is walnuts in stage 2.
Walnuts at stage 2. Okay.
Nothing, no other nuts before then. Okay. And the other lady that was just on, your question?
Leslie.
Hi, this is Leslie again, and I wanted to comment on the scalp treatment because the very first time I ever joined one of these calls was when the topic was scalp. And one of the things you forgot to say to the gentleman is, you went through what to put on the scalp, but around the edge of your hair, Vaseline petroleum, or in my case, I'm going to use a beeswax olive oil combination where you might use the Vaseline. And I can tell you, I've been spraying my scalp with that old amber Listerine because it has menthol in it, i.e. peppermint, and it has eucalyptus, and the mites don't like that. But what happens is, I'm like, okay, if I don't have to go out, I'll just always have a kerchief on and always spray this on my head. And then what happens is right along the edge of my scalp, I get the little bumps from the mites. So I'm reminded that Vaseline barrier or a beeswax barrier is really important because they'll just travel away from your scalp, and it's not any fun because I haven't gotten mine to go away yet.
Gosh, I'm going to thank you so much for sharing that because I did forget that, and it's very important because, you're right. You put this stuff on the scalp, and they're going to run like hell, and they're going to run right down your neck and wherever they can escape and get away from that stuff. And that barrier can be very important because they're not going to run through the beeswax or the Vaseline. We prefer the beeswax to the Vaseline, which is a petroleum product. Thank you so much for sharing that.
But let me add, for the gentleman with the scalp thing, the other thing I do when I wash my hair, I've bought the sulfur soap. I've bought, your brand of sulfur soap. It's just a bar of soap. But I use that on my scalp before I do a Nature's Gift or other shampoo, because the sulfur on my scalp really helps get rid of those stupid mites. And they're not gone yet. I haven't yet taken a week or two in a row of, doing this every day, and eventually I will. But that sulfur soap helps me a lot. And the other thing I wanted to mention, because the day that you had scalp as the topic, you went through this and said there was Claudia's Dream Cream, but Robin said she didn't use Claudia's Dream Cream. She used coconut oil, and to that she added peppermint oil and clove oil and perhaps some other oils too. So, like for me, I can't afford Claudia's Dream Cream to do that, but I can afford coconut oil. So I wanted to say that as well, that's another option.
Let me say, in my mixture, I added Claudia's Dream Cream to it.
You did? Because I took notes and I didn't hear you say that.
I might have forgotten to mention that, but I did.
We sometimes forget everything, but I don't. As long as it works, that's the thing. I don't know if all those ingredients are absolutely necessary. It may be going overboard, but what I would recommend is to go overboard rather than underboard. So if you can do it, do the whole 9 yards. If not, try it, and see if it works. Figure out what works, like Sandra did. She figured out what worked.
Well, and the other thing you guys said in that first time that I was on is you could add extra diatomaceous earth, because I do have your MSM gel, but I also have diatomaceous earth, and so you can add extra of that, because when they come out, it'll cut them.
Absolutely, you can add extra DE, sure. Mm-hmm. So thank you so much. Yeah, for clarifying.
Okay.
Keep coming back. And
Alice, and I have another question.
And the subject comes up of scalp a lot, and if you would like to, for us to turn the question over to you and you to share that'd be great. Ethel used to be on, and she would go through the whole thing. So if you'd like to participate every week with us, and as the subject comes up, take it and handle it, that would be great. Okay, next person.
Hello, this is Alice.
Hi, Alice.
Yes, I just have a quick question. You mentioned something about not using antibiotics and using something else, and I don't think that's what it was.
We, instead of using the medical grade antibiotics, which are very strong and can really do a lot of upset with the stomach and the gut biome, last week, the topic last week was our Pack for Life supplement pack. And instead, we use our Garcillin, Garcillin. It's if you go to Wikipedia and you research Allison or Acillin, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. It's a natural antibiotic, antiviral, antiprotozoan, antiparasitic, antifungal, and it comes from garlic. And it's not, you cannot get it from eating garlic, because as soon as you open up a clove of garlic, as soon as the oxygen or nitrogen or whatever element is in the air that touches it, it destroys the acillin. So a group of researchers in the UK figured out a way how to stabilize this substance from garlic. And they produce it in capsule form. And every capsule that we have that you take is the equivalent acillin that you would get from 35 cloves of garlic. So even if you could get acillin from the garlic that you eat, you'd have to eat 35 of them to get the equivalent amount. So, go figure. So, but the natural antibiotic, we find it very powerful. In fact, if you read my report on Lyme disease. You don't have to be afraid of Lyme disease anymore. You'll find this pack of life in there. And if everyone who has Lyme disease were to be on that pack of supplements, they may build their health and immune to such a point that they may need little, if any, treatment whatsoever, or if they did any treatment, it would be far more effective than if they did not use that pack of life.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Here's a question that came in. Do you recommend MaxOne or the Parasite Stop formula, herbal formula for columbella? Well, we talked about MaxOne last week. I recommend MaxOne for everybody in the whole wide world. And for me and for some people, for others, I've heard that many times just by taking more MaxOne, it helps them kick the diet in. So I would first of all recommend that. Now, the Parasite Stop herbal formula would also be there to help make the diet kick in. But first, I would do the MaxOne. That's imperative. And then if you still have problems with the diet kicking in, then go to the Parasite Stop herbal formula or one of the medications listed in the book in Chapter 6. Then this other question, do you have a source for eye gel for columbella or something for the ears? Well, we talked about the eyes a little earlier on in washing them with the eye cups with NG or saline with colloidal silver. For the ears, we have the ear drops. They come in a little bottle with an applicator that you can put in your ear. Again, you want to do it frequently. You just don't want to do it once or twice a day and think that's going to take care of the problem. You do it every 20 or 30 minutes in the beginning. You can also go to a health food store and buy these candles, these ear candles, and you put them in your ear and you light it. You have to lie down. You have to do it with somebody. You can't do this. This is not something you would do alone. You would have to do it with somebody. You would lie down on your side. You put the candle in your ear as you're lying down. They light it. You have to put it through an aluminum tin pie pan, one of these pie pans you get, and so as the wax drips into the pie pan and not onto your face, and that will suck out a lot of stuff from your ears, wax and a whole bunch of stuff. And then you can apply the Nature's Gift debriding soap through the eardrops. Now, strangely enough, if you do it enough with the Nature's Gift, you may not need the earwax candles because the Nature's Gift will actually start dissolving the earwax as well, and it'll start coming out of your ears too. What's this other question? Can the Lufenuron and Fen-Ben be taken at the same time? The answer to that is yes, you can take them at the same time. The Lufenuron is 1 capsule a day with fat, as I mentioned earlier, for 90 days, and you can then repeat it after that. The Fen-Ben, you take 3 days, 1 capsule a day, and then 4 days off. Now, if you're also taking the, what's the other medication, ivermectin, I believe you would take 4 days of Fen-Ben and then 3 days of ivermectin, and you would rotate that way if you were dealing with these parasites. For other applications of ivermectin, you'd have to talk to, like for something like mites in the skin mites. What are they called? Scabies. For scabies, it would be a different protocol, or if you're using ivermectin for any other purpose, it would be different. But if you're talking about things like strongyloides and intestinal parasites and stuff like that, and you're using both, that's how you would typically use them, as I understand. There's a question, can Wellbutrin replace ORAP or Abilify for Morgellons? And the answer to that is yes. Wellbutrin is one of the medications that can help reduce uptake in the brain of dopamine, and could work as well as ORAP or Abilify. Typically if you can take Abilify and get a prescription for it, that would be the route to go, because most of us are dealing with depression, and that would be a good medication for that as well. What can I give an 8-year-old that is safe? I don't know. I wouldn't want to touch that one. Is there a soap safe to use on a robust 3-year-old boy? Well, you can use Nature's Gift on babies. So, diluted, of course, not concentrated. If you're going to use concentrate, it could burn. So you want to dilute it according to the instructions, like generally a 1-part Nature's Gift, 100% to 60 parts of water, and you can apply it. Any of our soaps or creams can be used on children as well. That's the liquid soap, bar soaps, or creams that we have. So I guess that's the answer to all the questions we have for today. Have anything you'd like to add, Robin, before we close?
No, we covered a lot of, you were amazing today.
Oh, thank you. Well, we had a lot of amazing people on with amazing questions and amazing experiences, for which I'm very grateful. We get testimonials without even asking for them. That's fantastic.
It's awesome.
It's awesome. So, yeah, if anyone would like to be a guest speaker and share your testimony, we'd be glad to have you and publish it so that people will know about your testimony and they can come on and listen to you. I don't have to be Robin and I don't have to be the only people here talking. So anybody who would like to share your testimony, in fact, anybody who today would like to come back, Jen or anyone else, for 15 minutes to give a testimony, we would be glad to have that.